Okay, welcome back to Day Trade Like a Pro. It is Monday, June 7th, and we're going to go look here at the S&P 500 and just kind of recap what happened. So pretty lackluster day. We'll go back Friday. We said 42.32 would be important to take out for higher. And then, of course, Friday, the high of the day was 42.32. Sunday, Globex, they probed that by 2 ticks. And I said this to our MAP members, and so I'll point this out to you here. When we said 42.32 would be important. They validated that by testing it to the tick and then pulling back from there. And then they broke it by 2 ticks. And not every time a price breaks by 2 ticks do we say that's broken or is it the most convincing break. But today, the fact that this broke by 2 ticks after validating it already here, it's pretty, it's a pretty good sign of things to come. So let's talk about here for today. Let's look at what happened. So we had this low overnight. We had 14 was the overnight low. And then what happened is this over again came back up here just before the open a bit, tested 32.50. And then on the open right here, there's actually a pretty nice opportunity to get short off of the CP at 29.25 because there was a little bit more room down here. 21 was pretty likely. Well, 21.75 is what we said in the map. So this area was pretty likely to come down here and test that. So there was some room here, about 8 points or so of some room here, and then obviously did come down here. So we were looking for somewhere in here the buyers would step in and push this back up. And what did we see? We saw this key turn, which is doing a training tomorrow, and it's a free training. We've been sending out the links for that where you can go register, and we're going to talk a bit about key turns. But basically, key turns ended up holding here, and then at the end of the day, it came back up to key turns again right here. So this we could have seen this come a little bit lower. I actually was trying to buy it down here, and I thought maybe it would. I left after I saw. So we had this, and then this started happening, and I was not going to hang around for any of that. So I thought if it could pop down to the CP, that would be nice, but didn't end up going that way. And so here in Globex, we've had 29.50. Nothing really changed. Nothing broke. The market hardly really moved anywhere. And so from what we talked about this morning, almost thought, well, what's the point of even doing a review today? Because there's not a whole lot to cover. The important thing you want to know is nothing changed. There's still targets up higher. As of right now, let's call it 44.75. There's a little bit to get through. And so let's jump over and look at a little sneak peek of tomorrow and see what we're looking at here. So, okay. Yeah, there we go. So we have, I just want to make sure this changed. Okay, good. So it's interesting because some days, you notice these really big drastic changes and then other days not really so much at all. So I think what we had here was 32. We had 32 or 32.25 yesterday. It's 32.50 today, and 29. So uh, it's interesting. I hadn't looked at prediction points, but I mean I know what's going on in the market, and it's really funny to just sort of point out that I said nothing really changed, and if you look at what happened, we have this CP at 29. This was a CP yesterday at 29. Now for tomorrow it's 29.25. This was a CP up here at 32.25. Tomorrow it's 32.5. We had a CP down here at 11. Tomorrow it's at 10. So nothing really changed. That's the point of today. And what's really interesting is when you look at how prediction points tell that story, that, the high of the day of yesterday was within, well, for today, sorry. So for today, so for Monday, the high of the day was one tick through the prediction point at 32.25. So probed it by one tick. That was the high of the day. And then you look at what happened, and nothing really changed throughout the day. So prediction points have this way. There's so much more than just a support or resistance level. And I'm not saying this as a sales pitch for prediction points, but so that you can start to understand. If you never use them as support and resistance, at least you would start to understand what's going on here and what they're actually pointing out and what they're doing. And if you look at this, I just want to point this out again. So I'm going to bring this in here, and I just want you to see what I'm going to do here. So we'll get rid of these green lines that I have drawn in here. You can see this right here at 10. I have this highlighted because this was, I want to keep this area in mind. So you know what, let's do this. I'll just remove all this because I really want you to see this and see what I'm talking about here. So watch, we're going to reload prediction points for tomorrow from today. So I'm going to change this over here. So I'm going to put Monday's prices back up. Now watch. Do you see that? Now I'm going to put today's prices back up. Well, today meaning for Tuesday. You see that? Hardly changes. Prediction points are telling us a story. And the story is nothing changed today. Okay, so unless something starts to really majorly break down or something, this is still going to push up here again higher. We had a CP at 4,200. It's 4,250. Okay, there's a little bit more down in this area. So, but in this right here, nothing changed. It's really fascinating. So we have a CP or a KP up here at 46. That's great. We had a target that I gave you earlier at 44.75. So this would be a new all-time high. Just pay attention to that. And then shocker, this should really not shock anybody here, but what did I say? 37 to 39. And look where key turns are today at 37. So really shouldn't be a big shocker here for anybody about, what's going on. So and then we have 46, and then if this thing can start to take off, there's 51. I think we marked that off earlier and said that was something to keep an eye on. I'm just looking on my other chart of where we had talked about. So, it's really just one of those yeah, so right there. Yeah, so it's really, it's just, we'll see how this all plays out overnight, but overall we're still expecting at least 44.75, even that KP up there at 46, and even more. There's plenty of room. 42.70, whatever I said this morning plus. Very, very possible. I can go look and see what it is. 72.25. Let's see what prediction points say about. Whoop. Grabbed the wrong part of the chart. Okay, so there's 67. Oh, look, there you have 72.50 CP. So big picture up here, not at all ruled out, but is that happening right now? No, it's not. So we'll see how this plays out tonight, how the Globex session goes. We'll be back in the morning. I'll do a pre-market video, and then we'll just play, we'll take what there is to take from the market, and we'll go from there. So hope everyone had a good day, and thanks for being here tonight. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll be back tomorrow in the morning, and we'll see you then.